Hi, I'm Rhonda Anderson. I have 25 years of service and I'm currently a lieutenant. So I came on in 2000 and shortly thereafter was 9/11, and that gave such a boost to policing. Everybody loved us. So I've been on that side of the spectrum where everybody was pro-police and wanted to do everything for us and respected us. And I've also gone to the other side of the spectrum that we've experienced over the past several years with some anti-police rhetoric. But in between, I've been fortunate. I've served in many different capacities. I was in special operations. I went through SWAT school, was a detective, worked briefly in narcotics as an undercover officer, and then also did a lot of time in the district as supervisor, as a sergeant and a lieutenant. And now I'm at CIT. The Crisis Intervention Unit oversees the mental health response of officers in the city. So we have officers that are working in every district on every watch that are CIT trained. We also have our DOCS teams, which are district support. They're in each area and they'll help out with mental health writs and any kind of issues that officers might be having with completing reports, doing follow-ups, referrals to services. We also are in charge of the Narcan program and the narcotics arrest diversion program. Basically just trying to connect the community with resources. So I've always been somebody who is a person of service, so I love to help people. And that was my original why of coming on the department. I didn't have family members or anybody. I was the first one, the only one from my family that's on the department. And through the years, things have evolved and changed as I've been in different units and as I've grown as a person and also grown as a leader. And my why for staying, I feel like the department is doing better of being proactive and trying to give officers resources, but I could always use another little push. So I think that has been my personal mission, is to try to get different resources to officers for well-being across the board and just kind of expanding the scope of what's offered and letting everybody know that there's another world out there, that we don't have to think inside the box, we could think outside the box. So that's why I wanted to stay and continue on CPD, to try to help my brothers and sisters. Tied to my why, I had a health crash back at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. And I got some diagnoses that were very bleak. And that's where I learned to look outside the box, because I was basically told that I wouldn't be able to ever walk normally again. It was a very hard time. I always say it was my darkest days, but from that, I also think that was the inspiration for me to stay and help my brothers and sisters and kind of spread the word that it's not always, we're not tied to a diagnosis. We are not tied to conventional thinking inside that box, that once we start looking outside and realizing the capabilities that we have to heal, and then also to help others to heal and to provide resources, that's kind of the bigger picture there. It's like I have this impetus to share and kind of help everybody else heal and be the best person they can be. Looking at our young people that are coming on the department and realizing, like, I have 25 years on, I'm closer to the end than the beginning, there's no doubting that. Look at some of these younger people and helping mentor them, helping them recognize their strengths, and then also helping them recognize their weaknesses and see where we can help build upon their strengths, but then also help them get help to work on those areas that maybe they don't feel so strong in. And then also encouraging an environment where it's okay to come and ask questions. It's okay to make mistakes. Like, we've all been there, we've all made mistakes, and we all trip up along the way. But again, it comes back to the camaraderie. And everybody has different strengths and weaknesses, and we all work together as a team, and we all help each other out. And just being able to mentor these younger officers and teaching them the way forward and how to be successful. So I go back to my great grandmother. She came over from Europe and literally like penniless and ended up working to the point where she was able to buy her own grocery store in Inglewood. And she would have me come over on Saturdays and I would scrub her floors on my hands and knees. Like go out with a toothbrush, and it was literally like 8 hours of me cleaning, and I got paid $5, and I got a grilled cheese sandwich and a bottle of 7-Up. But that was a lot of money for a kid. But it also taught me work ethic, and it taught me respect. It taught me, that you don't get handouts. Like, you have to work your way up. So being in this building in the academy, I think about this often. Walking in the door the first day and having like the old timers, like the old people who were probably 40 years old at the time, but you look at them when you're shiny young 22, 23-year-old, saying, "Kid, this job is going to go by so fast. It goes by in the blink of an eye." And I'm like, nah, no, we got a long time till you hit that 20 or 25 years, and it's, holy cow, they aren't lying. It goes by like that. It's literally in a snap. And like I said, I've been blessed to have worked in a lot of different units and seen a lot of different aspects of the department. But looking back, I wish I would have really been more present in each moment and in each place that I was in, and also nurtured those relationships a little bit more. When you move around a lot, you kind of have the tendency to like kind of gravitate to the people that are in your immediate circle. I think it's important to always make sure you nurture those relationships that you've made along the way, in the districts you've been in the units you've been in, and make sure you're there to support your friends. We're all somebody's daughter, somebody's mother, somebody's sister, and somebody's loved one, and just kind of getting out there in the community and showing that we're all real people. And I think that the department's done a great job of that, but just continuing to do that, and then also showing everybody that great benefits that come from the job, and going back to that camaraderie, and you are gaining a second family by having this job. You have that family of people that are going to have your back.